with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Eric F. King, and I am here with my superstars, my rock stars, my world-class speakers and coaches. Today is Motivational Monday. As always, I'm here with Leah Garcia, Amberly Shreve, and Zion and Nagru. We are so excited to be here with you. And we're excited for the topic today because this one is a great topic. So you may want to tag a few people, share this video with people, let them get on, because today we're going to talk about what is your why? What drives you? What keeps you going, right? Everybody has to have a why. And maybe by the end of the show, if you don't know your why, maybe you'll figure it out. We're going to help you. All right. So I just want to start quickly by saying that, a lot of people, when you ask them what their goal is, they tell you their goal is to make a lot of money. I just want to make money, Eric. Like, I want to be super rich. I'm like, okay. So why do you want to be super rich? Then like, well, I want to be able to buy stuff. Okay, so why do you want to be able to buy stuff? So my point is, your why is when you keep asking yourself why, and then you get to your why. All right. And so today we're going to talk about that. I'm going to start off by introducing my good friend who is up in California, where it is 4 a.m. in the morning. And she has graced us with her presence at such an early time, and we really appreciate it. So Miss Leah Garcia is a financial strategist. If you're watching this, you can see money behind her. All right, so she'll show you how to make it and how to invest it. All right. She's also a black belt in karate, so you know she's a disciplined person, someone that you can follow. All right, and she gives us tips that we can use in our lives. So without further ado, I want to send it out to my good friend Leah Garcia in California. Leah, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Eric F. King of Collaboration. Well, my name is Leah Garcia, financial strategist and insurance professional. It is my vision, my mission, my crusade to help you properly protect, distribute, and transfer your wealth so that you can build that legacy and create generational and multi-generational wealth. And I'm here to help you earn your black belt in financial literacy. So I love what you said, Eric. It's got to be more about money. Everybody says it's about money, but that's really, when you dwindle it down, it's probably not the driving force. Think of Grow Rich calls it your burning desire, right? What is that burning desire? What is that thing that no matter what happens, you're going to have that vision and you're going to keep going forward? Because a lot of times people get tripped up and they get lost in the weeds, right? So I'm going to give you 3 quick tips on how to know what your burning desire is. What is that why? Number 1, it's like, what do you want? But what are you willing to give in order to achieve that? There's no such thing as something for nothing. That's called stealing, right? And we're not bank robbers here. And so that's why people who do get into that side of the law, what they keep doing it and doing it and doing it again, because it's the wrong way. So what are you willing to give in order to achieve that goal? Let me give you an example. We all want to be fit, but as soon as that alarm goes off at 5 o'clock in the morning, are you hitting the snooze button? You know what? I'll start tomorrow. Or it's too early. It's too cold outside, right? So what are you willing to give? Now, of course, you're not going to give up your family. You're not going to give up your morals, your values, your ethics, but what are you willing to give? And I refer to that, it's not a give up. It's an exchange principle. You're exchanging something of value for something of equal or greater value. You're exchanging where you are right now for where you want to be. You're exchanging that latte every single day for what? For creating financial abundance, creating that generational wealth. Number 2 is stop trying to negotiate the price. Here's the thing. People want these cars. They say they want the house. They say they want to travel the world. They want to give back. But then they start to negotiate the price. Listen, there's no such thing as something for nothing. It is going to cost you. What is it going to cost you? I don't know. Your time. It may, you know what? I got up at 2:30 this morning. Actually, I got up at 2:15. People tell me all the time, Leah, why are you doing that? That's crazy. I would never do that. And that fires me up. You know why? Because I understand that I'm doing things that other people won't, so I can have what most people don't. So I love that. I love that I have to get uncomfortable. I got to go to bed, put myself to sleep at 9 o'clock, and I'm a night owl because it's getting myself out of my comfort zone. So stop trying to negotiate the price. Number 3, champions do it anyway. You know what? One of the biggest nations in the world is procrastination. If you do it now, that's when you know that that is truly your burning desire. When you're willing to stop all of that and take action now and focus on that one best next step. Jamie Villalobos says it this way. An excuse, no matter how valid, is still an excuse, and it weakens your character. Right? It weakens your character. So if you're willing to do it now, take that action. And what's the action? You know, the action that's going to move the needle, right? And so I don't focus on the big vision because sometimes that's too much. Ed Milet says it's the power of one more. How do I get to my black belt? Listen, when I started martial arts, I had a bad back and I was 220 pounds. Nobody would have pick me out to be a black belt. I promise you that. Nobody, okay? That was not even my vision. That wasn't my goal. But I focused on one more. It is the power of one more. You get up and you do what you need to do that one day. So remember, your vision, your why is for you. It wasn't a conference call. Okay, with that, I send it back to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Thank you so much. That was incredible. Thank you so much. We appreciate that as always. All right. So for all of you on LinkedIn, Instagram, LinkedIn and YouTube, let us hear from you. I see you, Coral. Let us hear from you. Put a comment in the chat and put your question in there. And maybe you want to even share your why. All right. So let's hear from all of you that are watching right now. Okay. So we're going to keep going all the way from California. Now we're going to Maryland. To my good friend who did an incredible job. What is it? Last week, right, on stage in Baltimore, wowing the crowd. She did an incredible job, and we appreciate her for sharing her wisdom with people. And today we have the good pleasure of having her on the line today. All right. So Emily Shreve is a relationship specialist. She helps you build a big business. She's a communication specialist. And the things she teaches are things that we all need, like we all need in business. So you want to listen attentively. You want to follow her. You want to reach out to her. All right. So without further ado, Emily Shreve, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Eric. And it is such a pleasure to be here with each and every one of you. When you think about this topic, what's your why and what drives you to succeed? Oh, gosh, so much goes through my head because when you sit down, and this does not just apply to, okay, I'm going to start a business. I need to know what my why is. No. You're just going to start. You're just going to start doing what you do. You're just going to jump in. And then over time, you figure out the why. You figure out what drives you to succeed. You don't just magically wake up one morning and say, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Here, let's do this. The why can be anything that matters to you, whether it's your family or maybe you have a combination of things. But I will tell you, if you do not start with your heart, and think about the things that are important to you. Think about the things that matter most, whether it's your family. Maybe you want to donate more. Maybe it's because you want to change someone's heart, someone's life. You want to make a difference to others. These are all wise. And just because you don't know what they are now, there's going to be things that happen within business that are going to bring you to a broader range of ideas. And then you sit there and you process it and think, wow, that's really one of my whys. And it doesn't just have to be one. It could be, 10, 20. There's plenty of entrepreneurs out there, and they are doing business in a different way for many, many different reasons. We are going to stay connected. We are going to lead with love. We are going to provide encouragement. And one of the ways that drives success and drives your way of succeeding is really understanding how you're showing up for others. What are you doing to make a difference in someone else's life? Are you connecting with them in a special way? Are you providing value to them? Are you introducing them to someone else? Are you being very strategic in your tribe, in the people that you are doing life with, and how you're moving through your day? All of these things honestly make a difference, because we want to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves with wonderful people that absolutely understand our vision, our mission, where we're going, what we want to do. And that will change over time. Just because you start out in one place doesn't mean that you're going to end up in the same place. You evolve and you broaden your horizon. And all of those things are a part of growth. So I tell you, I love this topic so much, because there are so many different whys of how we are able to move through business. There are so many ways that we can succeed through business, that we can make a difference in other people's lives. But I will tell you, taking a minute to process and really think about why you're doing what you're doing, where you're starting, as you're moving through areas of business. What is making you, you? What is making your business incredible for someone else? Because I will tell you, friends, people are watching. People are watching what you're doing. They're watching how you move through business. They're trying to understand, wow, I want a deeper look into this. And I love how this person shows up and what this person does. All of those characteristics, believe it or not, matter and transform you into the next best person of yourself. And I just hope each and every one of you takes a few moments to understand why you're doing what you're doing and the person that you're meant to be within business down the road, because there are so many people that are learning so many things about you. So I wish for you all a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful day. And remember, the way that we're connecting with people is truly important. So if you're not sure how to connect, how to stay in touch, how to stay top of mind, how to really establish, maintain, and work through beautiful relationships, let's have a conversation, because I would love to be able to leave footprints on your heart as well. So everybody have a great week.
All right, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Wow, sometimes when I'm listening to you all, I learn so much. I'm like, wow, I wish I could bottle this up and keep it in my brain forever. But we can't remember everything. So I just like to take 1 or 2 points from everybody. So thank you so much, Emily. We appreciate that. I see people hopping in. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you, Rosaline. Good to see you, Conchita. Abenga, welcome. So for all of you else that you're listening in, I see a lot of you. Definitely put something in the chat so we can hear from you, and put in your questions. Okay, we want to hear your questions. All right, so I'm going to call on my good friend Annie once I see his face. I see his background right now. So I'm assuming he's there. Oh, there you go. All right. You see, he likes to make an entrance, guys. You know, he likes to make an entrance. So he does that intentionally, and it's okay. I understand. I understand. You know, he's soft spoken, but he likes attention at the same time. He's a marketer. Marketers love attention, right? He's teaching us how to get attention. All right. So I'm gonna actually go out to him now. Now we're going all the way to the UK, to hear from a guy that makes you famous. Okay. He made me famous on LinkedIn. All right. He made me famous. He helped a lot of people around the world, right? Because it doesn't matter what you do or how great you are if you can't market it, if people don't know what you do, right? So you want to listen closely to what he has to tell you, because he is a marketing genius. So without further ado, let's take it out to the UK to hear from Annie Asong. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, my friends. Sorry, I am running a bit behind. I'm here. You're here, right? Yeah. Okay. What drives Annie? What drives Annie? Many things drive Annie. And I guess let me try and explain as best I can, right? Hopefully it makes sense. I think deep down, so again, what truly fuels me is the need to help people, ultimately. You know, I love helping people to be their best selves. I love helping people to achieve their goals. You know, as I say that because when I look back at all the things I've done jobs-wise, it has been about making people happy. So even from when I was a builder, I'd love the joy on people's faces when they come to the property and it's finished. There's that day when you hand over the keys, for example. Yeah, it's a magical day for everyone. You know, so I've left that. I found myself in marketing, and this was the early days of marketing where the internet was very, very new. And so again, the job there was creating content to teach people. Again, I love doing that. You know, in those days, you wrote content, call it blog posts, call it what you like, but there was essentially gated content. So you wrote content, people could now buy the content to learn something. Again, I did that for a long time. You know, then I went to go and help children to have a voice. That was my real joy. You know, so helping children in state care, children, vulnerable children, call them that, right? Anyway, all that led to where I am today. And essentially, I realized that I love to give people that delight when they can achieve what they want to achieve. You know, so that's pretty much what I get joy from. Of course, you know, I can't say I do what I do without thinking of the benefits to my family. You know, and so you know, so at the back of my mind of using my talents gives me a chance to give my family what they want, financial freedom. That's pretty much where most of the things have come from. But there's so much more to it than that, though. You know, I think, you know, in life, you know, we have our own personal goals. We have our professional goals. You know, like as Eric just said, maybe deep down we are all, we have ambition. They need to be recognized. They need to be given credit for who we are, what we do, right? And I'm no different. I want to be told, Andy, you know, you've made a difference to the world. You know, I want, and, you know, the question I try to answer there is, what's my legacy? How am I going to be remembered? So that these are all parts of my why. You know, of course, you know, the why is a good thing. I think deep down you have to have that sense of I can. Because, you know, if you don't think you can, you probably can't. You know, so you know, I have a big sense of I can from my education, from the way I am in terms of what I enjoy doing. I actually enjoy doing stuff. And if I was left to be bored, I would literally be bored. You know, I love doing stuff. So I try and use my talent, my personality, my quirks to help people, right? These are all parts of the why. So I love to, I'd love to create something wonderful. I love to create something new. So all of that will come together to help people ultimately, and give my family the life that we want, and build a legacy, and build that financial freedom. These are all the things that drive any. Hopefully that makes sense.
It makes sense, my brother. Thank you so much. That was brilliant. Thank you so much. It makes me think about my why. I'm sure it's making everybody else think about their whys. Thank you so much. Welcome, Priscilla, watching from Nigeria. Welcome, Carlene. Good to see everybody. All right, so I'm going to share with you. I love stories. I love stories because stories are relatable, right? People hear your story and they'll never forget. They're memorable, right? So, for me, my why. By the way, your why can change over the years. Your why can change over the years, right? When I was a kid living in Nigeria, my dad had a real estate company, okay, and he helped realtors. Well, he'll get them started, and then he'll help them sell their first house, and they'll be so excited, right? And then because he was doing well and making a lot of money, he had brothers and people that are close to him or friends that would come to him asking for money. And I would be sitting there listening to them, right? Because kids are curious. So I'm listening, and they're telling him about all their problems and how their kids can't go to school because they don't have money, or how they don't have money to pay the rent. And they're saying all their problems. And my dad would give them money if he can. And as a kid, I said to myself, I don't want to ever be in a situation where I'm begging somebody to help me and my family. That was in my mind as a kid. I didn't know much about business, but I said, I just want to know, I don't want to be in that position. Right. And then later on, there was a lot of recession in Nigeria at the time. So my dad wasn't selling as much and he wasn't making as much money. And although he didn't beg for money, I could see a difference in him because he didn't have the money that he used to. Right. And that drove me that, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to ever find myself in that situation. Okay. So later on in life, right. I go to college. I start to get into sales, helping people. And then I become an entrepreneur. And then I realized that a lot of people don't know how to sell their offer, right? They have a passion. They want to help people, but they don't know, and they're not making money. And as a result, they're not, being able to fulfill their dreams. So I decide I'm going to help them, because the more people you help get what they want, the more you will have everything you want. So my why shifted again, right? And then later, my why ultimately now is to help to make an impact in the world and to bless my family at the same time and create a legacy, like Annie said. Right? The more people I help, the more I can help myself and my family. So my kids can be at a higher level than me. Always leave the stack higher. How do you leave the stack higher, right? So that's my why, right? That's my why. And I always tell people that they have to find their why. Even in my sales courses and coaching, I don't start by teaching you what to do. I start by finding out what you want, right? I find out what you want, what is important to you, and then how can we get it? And when things are tough, when you want to quit, you have to remember your why. Look, my why is always on my phone. My why is on my phone. You probably, those are my 3 sons. See that? My why is always on my phone, right? So, and before that, I had a why. I know when I wanted to build a house, I had the why of the house by the beach, right? And and God helped us get that, right? But have your why in front of you. Whatever it is, have it in front of you, right? All right, so let's keep going. Now we're gonna go. Okay, so we came from UK to Virginia. Now we're going back. We're going all the way to Nigeria. We're going all the way to Nigeria. My roots, actually. Hey, it's funny how things go around, right? That's my roots. So we are gonna go to a gentleman who is known as Mr. Positive Energy. If you want some positivity in your life, don't drop off. You want to listen to this guy. Okay, and you want to follow him so he can continue to pour positivity into your life. He's known all around the world for what he does, and I won't steal his thunder. I'll just bring him up. Mr. Zion Anagru, the floor is yours, my friend.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Eric. It's always exciting to listen and just learn from world-class speakers like yourself, Leah Ambali, Mr. Eni, because it's always an inspiration. And it's a beautiful topic today, talking about your why. And to be honest with you, there is no why without a story. We are all here today because we have a past, we have had experiences, we've had something that is pushing us. So every why comes with a story. And for me, it's an amazing journey so far. I'm a man on a mission to always spread positivity to every corner of the earth. And I must tell you, I wasn't born positive, and I'm not a positive person because, I woke up and I became positive. It has been a journey, and it has been a gradual process. Coming from my background and, in my childhood, it wasn't so positive. It wasn't something that, that encouraged positivity, and also with the self-limiting belief, having this mindset that because of resources, because of finance, you cannot achieve anything. But I had a belief that that cannot stop me. And I tell you, growing up, I've been able to experience depression firsthand. Well, I was almost thinking about taking my life. Growing up, I've experienced not having food on my table to eat and not even know when the next meal to come. And putting all this together pushed me to where I am today. And my why is about people, is about you, is about me. Not allowing people to go through what I went through, not allowing people to suffer what I suffered. That's the reason why I'm pushing positivity to every corner of the earth, to let people see that it's okay to go through negativity sometimes, but they are a catalyst to bring it to where you are today. A word to see persons experience the love, the kindness, the compassion, to see everyone put on a smile on their faces. These are parts of my why, because we live in a world where so many people are suffering, and they are suffering silently, and nobody's making an attempt to do anything about it. I've been in that place before. I know what it means to feel abandoned. I know what it means to feel left out. I know what it means to feel helpless, struggling to see how you're going to get the next meal to eat. And putting all this together as part of my story, it has pushed me to where I am today, to be a beacon of light, to be a testament, to be a champion of positivity, to let you know that if I can do it, you can do it, to encourage you, to support you, to motivate you, and to open your eyes to see that the only thing limiting you is your mindset. Is you, is your mindset. Because I used to be in that place where my mindset was a limitation to me. I used to think, because I'm from Nigeria, can anything good come out of me? Yes. So it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter your background. Something good can always come out of you, and you have to believe it. And, this being my wife pushes me every day, motivates me every day to keep spreading positivity. Because for me, I've seen the miracles that positivity can bring to you. I'm here on this stage talking to you today because of positivity. If not for positivity, probably I would have not been here today. So these are my why: to motivate you, to encourage you, to support you, and to leave that legacy, that impact in the life of people. Because at the end of the day, it's the impact that counts. It's the legacy you leave behind that counts. Yes, it's good to have the house, the money, the cars, but how many lives are you impacting with the resources you have? How many lives are you impacting with the knowledge you have? So for me, every day is all about making the impact. It's about spreading the love and kindness and letting people see the best in themselves, because anyone can be great if you believe. There is nothing impossible to a man that believes. And I will encourage you, keep embracing positivity, because if you are positive, you are a possible person. And in positivity, there is always endless possibilities for you. So thank you so much for listening. I yield the mic over to you, Mr. Eric.
Wow. Wow, that was a TED Talk. That was amazing. Wow, thank you so much. And thanks for being authentic and vulnerable and telling us about your life. You said something that really I really made me think. You said that you're grown up in Nigeria, and you said well, I'm here in Nigeria. What can I possibly do for people? How can I possibly succeed? And it's interesting that your vision and what you are doing for people has made a way for you, right? People pay you from all over the world. I know because I'm one of those people, right? Right? That I've sent you checks, right? So your mindset changed you, and even though you were in a place where you thought, things couldn't work out for you, it didn't matter because now you have the world is your oyster now, right? So if you're listening to this right now, and you feel the way Zion felt at one point, if you feel that it can't work for you, or you feel that you're limited because of your background or where you live, none of that matters anymore. Stop making excuses for yourself. It doesn't matter anymore, right? You can market yourself and learn from Annie and market yourself and share your knowledge and your gifts with the world from anywhere. All right. So I hope this helps somebody today, because we don't want to just change lives. We want to save lives. He told you how he felt one day, right? And that's what we're doing. And that's why I'm so excited to come here every week to share this. Because if I came out by myself and just did a live, you wouldn't be able to hear Zion's story right now. You won't be able to hear all these wonderful folks. All right. So I know I went on a little monologue that I didn't plan to, but hopefully somebody was blessed by that. Hopefully somebody was blessed by that. All right. So let's get to our questions. Welcome, Malik. Let's get to our questions. Please put your questions in the chat. Here is a good one from our good friend Coral from across the pond. Let's see. She said, how do you stay motivated and committed to your goals, especially during challenging times? That is an excellent question. And I'm gonna put it out to the group, but a lot of times we feel as human beings that we're going through things that nobody else is going through. Like, Eric, you just don't understand what I'm going through. Like, I have major problems. I'm like, me too. I do too. Trust me, right? But you have to get through them. And today we're gonna give you some tips. So who would like to share? Who would like to start? Okay, let's go with Leah. Leah first.
Yeah, that's a great question. So how do you stay motivated, committed to your goals? In my mind, it's really coming back to that burning desire that I talked about in the beginning. A goal is great. Those are wonderful to have, and they can give you some motivation, but motivation is fleeting. You have to know what is inspiring you. That's a whole nother level. And you have to understand that we're all going to have things that are going to try to trick us up, right? We're all going to have challenges. You're seeing the after here of Zion, but you weren't there at the before. Okay. So understanding that there are going to be challenges, there are going to be setbacks. People are going to tell you no. Things are going to go a little sideways. So you have to be prepared for that, and then have a strategy on what you're going to say to yourself, what you're going to do when those things happen, because they happen to all of us, right? They happen to all of us. And understand, anytime you're taking yourself from where you are to that next level, to where you want to be, you're going to experience resistance. That's just the way it is. There's no way around it. We can't take that butterfly and open up that cocoon for it, because then it'll never know how to fly, right? That's part of the forging process. Is you are created through fire. So when that happens, get excited. Know that, listen, if I didn't have something great in my future, then I wouldn't be having this resistance. So hopefully that helps Miss Coral from across the pond.
Yes, it helped her and it helped all of us. Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna go with Zion, just in case he needs to drop off. We'll go to Zion first, and then Annie. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. One thing that's really helped me stay motivated on this journey is the ability to use the power of visualization. You have to visualize your goal, because you cannot future in the future that you cannot picture in your mind. So for you to be part of that future, you have to picture it. And in picturing the future in my mind keeps me motivated. I know where I'm going to. I know where I want to be. And I keep having that visualization in my mind. And in doing that, in the midst of the obstacles that come, in the midst of the challenges, in the midst of the rejection, you focus on the goal by picturing it, visualizing it. And another thing I will encourage you is find people like you, a support system, a network of positive people that can always push you, encourage you, support you, because you are a sum total of the kind of persons you surround yourself with. Yes, if they are negative people, they will definitely affect you. But if they are positive people, they will also affect you too, but in a positive way, by motivating you, supporting you, and pushing you towards your goal. So that's a few tips I want to share with you. Thank you so much. I hope that helped you.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let's go to okay. Well, okay. Let's go to Amberly. I'm so I always think ladies first. So let's go to Amberly. Then we'll come to Annie. Go ahead. I'm old school. Forgive me.
Because Annie's welcome to go first.
Annie, go ahead then. She just yielded the floor to you, so you can go first.
Hey, ladies first. I'm a gentleman apparently, so.
Okay.
So yes, Amberly.
How do we stay motivated and committed to our goals? For me, a lot of times I'm just going to be still. I'm just going to be still and I'm going to pray through it, because when sometimes times are challenging, sometimes you don't even know what to do. You really don't. You don't know what to do, but I will tell you, at any given moment, I'm going to have a list of what I'm doing and where I'm going. And that list is going to continue to push me. I really believe in my heart that being still in those moments and not doing anything will give you clarity to be able to move forward. And it is going to come inside. It is going to make a difference in your heart, in your life, because I will tell you, some of the mistakes that I have made in my life have been based off of emotions. They've been based off of stuff. I was probably angry about something else. And I was like, okay, we're just going to do this. And I'm not doing those things anymore. So I am going to be still, and I'm going to be steadfast, and I'm going to sit in it until it is time to move forward. And I will tell you, that type of discipline is going to take you to the next level. So there's my little tidbit.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Amberly. All right, my friend, you're up. Annie. I think you're muted.
No, I'm talking to you, my friends.
Okay.
How do we stay motivated? I think for me it's about knowing that why I just talked about. I can't help anyone if I'm no more. So my first priority is to keep myself, believing that I can and I want to. There's a big question in the answer to the topic today, Eric. Are we born with our abilities? Are we born with that sense of purpose, or do we develop it? That's why when I spoke earlier, I spoke about the way I came to where I am today. I think we essentially develop a purpose through life, right? And so for me, now I know what my purpose is, and now I can't deliver it unless I get through those challenges. That's been said. Let's embrace that. I embrace challenges. I love a challenging day, because that's where we truly learn. On the comfortable days, we might enjoy it, we think, but we don't learn anything, right? When something goes wrong is when we truly learn who we are, what we do, and whether our tools are anywhere near good enough. and the more we overcome challenges, we'll say challenges, the more we learn lessons, really, the stronger we'll become, the more belief we have in ourselves and what we're trying to do. The more we will see the results, everything just works better and better, right? So that's why I tend to keep going. I don't see challenges as anything like a bad thing. It's a good thing. Listen, I mean, you don't have challenges when you do nothing. And we're blessed to get to do something every day, right? We're blessed to have a sense of purpose, and each day we do it, we'll reinforce ourselves and the people that we're here to serve.
Absolutely.
That's why I look at it.
Thank you so much, Annie. Appreciate that. As always, brilliant comments. We're going to go to the next question. And before we do that, I just want to mention one thing. Okay. Annie alluded to that. You see, folks, we have more control over our lives than we think we do. We have more control over our lives than we think we do. I was born shy. I was shy most of my life, right? I didn't want to be in the forefront. I didn't want to speak. The first presentation I gave, I was shaking in high school, and I was cursing the teacher that actually made me go up there. I'm like, if I could drive a car, I'd run him off the road. Right? But then I started doing it more so I can get better, right? I couldn't sell. I hated to sell. I was scared to share. And then I got good at it. Then I teach people to do it, right? I didn't know how to write a book. I had no clue. Then I learned. Then I wrote 2 books, right? So you have more control over your life than you think you do, right? So stop telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that, because you can. You just need to start. All right, so let's get to the next question, folks. From our good friend Carl, once again, can you share your personal or professional experience that led you to pursue your path? So I think I just did, so I won't speak anymore. All right, so who would like to share that? Go ahead, Aaliyah, you can start.
Yeah, that's such a great question. And really for me, I was a little girl, 6-year-old girl, grew up in food stamps and welfare on the wrong side of the tracks. And I saw this TV commercial and it said, if you spray Windex on your windows, your whole world will sparkle. I begged my mom for Windex. She tried to give me the generic. No, I saw it was Windex. We're poor. Right? And so I finally got that Windex and I would spray it on the windows. I'm probably 6 years old. I'm sure I was making a mess, but in my mind, I had the hope of sparkling up my world. And for me, when I'm helping a family, I know this sounds so corny, but this is so true. This is absolutely the truth, that I think of the children in their life. I think of the children in their future. Maybe they don't have children. Maybe they are a teacher. Maybe they're a mentor. Maybe they have a neighbor, their auntie or uncle. But I'm reaching into those children in their future to sparkle up their future. That's truly, truly how I feel. And for me, it's cathartic because I'm bringing that back to that little 6-year-old girl that I was, having hope, living in poverty, living on welfare. Listen, I would see other people with nice houses and green grass and shiny cars. And I would always wonder, how do these people get these things? So for me, I'm reaching it back to that little 6-year-old little girl, that little 6-year-old Leah. And I'm giving her that hope that she can be shiny, right? And you can too. So that is absolutely, that's a great question. I love it, Carl. You always have the greatest questions. So thank you for that question.
Yes. Thank you. And that was an incredible question. Amberly, go ahead.
Okay, so many of you do know that I came from corporate America, but many of you may not. So 22 and a half years of corporate America. And throughout that time, even younger, dealing with childhood trauma and corporate world trauma and being made fun of and harassed and degraded and, manipulated. And a lot of times when we have beautiful hearts, people see that as a sign of weakness. And I will tell you, I just knew that God had something bigger and better for me. And regardless of what everyone told me that I needed to do, I stuck on that path and I did not move. And I can't tell you all enough that you need to follow your path, whatever it is, because if you feel, and I'm talking deep down inside your gut, and you all know what I'm talking about. You can feel it in there. It is a fire that is inside of you that is like no other. And you stay on that path. And all of you out there who have been told you do not matter, or you are not good enough, or you're never going to make that, and you're never going to do this, I'm here to tell you that I am doing it, and I do matter, and I am special and different, and all of it's okay. And each and every one of you out there is special and gifted and loved and wonderfully made. And as long as you stick to your fire and your goals and your dreams, I'm telling you, it's going to be incredible. And you are going to absolutely bless and serve others, change hearts, and change lives.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Wow, that was touching. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Wow, we just learned so much from our speakers and coaches every Monday. This is incredible. Thank you so much. Any other comments? Oh, go ahead, Annie.
I suppose, look, I think I just want to add the process that we tend to go through, because some people miss the fact that those challenging days is where we would normally start, right? Yeah. So let's say that I always have this dilemma: are we born to be, or do we learn to be? Yeah, and I think it's probably a mix of both. But I think a lot of who we are, what we are, is from what we've learned, our experiences. So again, my point to answer this question is that there was a day when I started anything, right? A day when I started marketing, a day when I started advocacy, a day when I started, writing content in those good old days. And in those days, you literally, I felt like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing, and no one's looking, no one cares, But I think, luckily for me, I found just the belief in that what I'm doing is important. That sense that Amberly just talked about, that thing deep within your soul. I really want to do this. I must do this, otherwise I don't feel fulfilled. And then you do once, you feel down. This is pointless. It's not going to work. You do twice, you probably feel worse. But deep down, you're making progress. Second time was better than the first time. Third time, you feel better. Then you begin to see signs that you can make a difference. So once I found that I could make a difference, I've held on to that belief until the day I die. And so all we do is try and refine our process, become better people at what we do, day by day. And some days, believe you me, we all feel like we've gone backwards, but we're wiser now. We know better. We know that not every day is going to be glorious, but each day we'll learn, we'll make progress. Come and do it again tomorrow. That's what leads us to where we are today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That was powerful as well. All right. So we are winding down, folks. And hours always goes by fast around here. It's so much great information. So can all of you coaches, speakers, share maybe an answer to this question, and then tell us how they can reach you, how everybody can reach you. Zion had to drop off, but for those of you that want to reach Zion, just go to LinkedIn. Actually, if you go to our posts, I always make a post and then a comment where I put everybody's name in there. So click on his name and then follow him, right? Click on his name, right? He helps you with positivity. For me, for me, I do have a coaching class coming up very soon. If you're interested, just to go to compassionatecloser.com. I'll put it in the chat, compassionatecloser.com. You'll be able to get some information, book a call. All right. And then secondly, I have my speaking event coming up, VIP speaking event. So that's studiospeaking.com. I'll put that in the chat as well. If you are a speaker, a coach, and you want to be on a big stage, click on the link, watch some videos of my past speakers, and book a call if you're interested. All right. So let's handle this question by call. How do you stay grounded and avoid burnout while working towards your why? And Leah can't wait to share. So Leah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a real big question, but I'm going to say, how do you avoid burnout? For me, it's really understanding your cadence, knowing, they call it being in the groove, finding your momentum. And it's a boring answer. It is having a schedule. If you are an early person, then understand that if you get your best work done during that time. If you're an afternoon or evening person, it's really finding that and having that schedule. Having those things that give us that consistency, but at the same time, give us that variety. So having that schedule, having no white space in your calendar, but also filling in that time when you will go out and have that personal time, right? You take that beach walk, you do that meditation, you do that workout. Because if we kind of are ambiguous, we get ambiguous results, right? So that's my answer. And the best way to find me is on LinkedIn. That's my best platform. And I will love you to reach out to me, and I will love to share with you my Wall of Wealth, my free ebook. And I will put it in the comments. And with that, I hand it back to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Amberly, go ahead.
Okay, everybody. So that is, Leah, I agree with you. That is a huge question. But one way that I avoid burnout is I have my business hours. And y'all, it took me a long time to figure this out, because some days it was 12, 14-hour days, and I could feel the weight of all of that. So now I have business hours. I set those business hours, and then once I'm done, I make my list for the next day. And it does not matter, because there's always something to do. There's always something to do. So set your business hours, and it will really, really help the trajectory of your success. It truly will. And you can find me on all the socials. My main ones are LinkedIn, Keep On Sharing, Facebook, and I would say TikTok, but you can find me on every single one of the socials. I would love to have a conversation with you and learn how I can bless and serve you. Everyone have a beautiful week.
All right. Thank you so much, Amberly. We appreciate that. All right. Annie.
That's what I'm old enough to know the reality is nothing's achieved until you're finished, until the results are in, right? So with that, I work until my client is happy, until we deliver what we're here to deliver. Of course, self-care is part of the question, right? I've learned to listen to my body, and if my body says, "Any, go to sleep," I will go to sleep. I'm not going to argue with that. You say, "No, your body never lies." It's never going to tell you a lie. So if your body starts feeling pain somewhere, it means you're overdoing it somewhere, right? You're risking yourself. Burnout. Of course, it's going to happen. I think I just prioritize my tasks. I know what I need to do today. As Amberly says, when you're finished for today, then on to tomorrow's things. But you never finish today, really. And there's always things to do, right? So I think you just have to know when you've done what you can for the day, based on your priorities. You haven't dropped any balls. Nothing's going to come unstuck. You're not going to let anyone down because something hasn't happened that should have happened today. You said that's the best you can do, right? Those are super organized. Will do 6 things a day. I'm not that organized. I work on until I finish. Yeah, and I make sure I rest and spend time with family and friends. less friends, more family. I just spend a good couple of hours with my family every day. My son, I will spend good time with. Working is only a part of my day. It can't be everything, right? That's why I do it, my friends. That's why I do it. I say, we're good, but no, I don't feel I'm great. So yeah, I think staying humble and just working at your craft is what the best of them do. I try and do the same.
Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you.
You find me on LinkedIn, so I'm just sharing my profile. So do connect with me, of course. I love connect with everyone. Let's have a chat with you and see what you do, and get to learn what I do too.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Dr. Marcia Thomas just put a great comment in there about self-care. Okay, so you guys may want to read that on LinkedIn about self-care. So I'm probably not an expert in this because I just work. I just work every day, and people always tell me you need to take more time out for yourself, and I do. So I'm not a great expert on this topic, but I will say celebrate your successes. I do that, right? And whatever it is, I'm like, oh, we're going out to eat. Why? I just did something. Oh, let's do it. Let's go. Anything I accomplish, I reward myself. I can go get a smoothie, whatever it is, right? Just because your brain, the way your brain functions, if you're just working and don't treat yourself, it's never going to end. It's never going to end. Don't wait till you make $1 million to celebrate. What if you don't hit 1 million? You never celebrate. Your whole life you never celebrate, right? So you want $10,000 a month. Celebrate when you make your first sale at $100. You're like, whoa, this is exciting. I made my first $100. Yeah, right. So celebrate yourself is what I would say. Celebrate yourself. Stay around people like this. Stay around people that celebrate you, not tolerate you. Stay around people that celebrate you, not tolerate you, right? There may be someone in your life right now that's toxic, that tells you can't do it. Limit your time with them. Find someone that motivates you. Talk to them every day. It changes everything. All right, changes everything. All right. So that's what I want to share. Like I said, to reach me, compassionatecloser.com. For some reason, I can't put it in LinkedIn when I put it in here, but I have to go and put it on LinkedIn separately. Maybe Annie can show me how to do that here. But another thing too, delegate. Oh, this is huge. Yes. Don't do everything yourself, right? So when I give you these links, I don't know how it's done. I don't create the link. Somebody does it for me, right? I wrote this book. The person that created the cover, I paid him $30. $30. One time. I didn't create this. He just asked me for my picture, right? So my point is find people that can help you. You guys see my videos? I do a video and send it to a guy, and he does the editing and everything and makes it look nice. I don't know how to do that, right? So find your strength, focus on your strength, and for your weakness, find someone to help you. And if you don't have any money, call up a community college and say you want to give an internship to some of your students. They're like, really? That's exciting. They'll give you some names. Contact them. Say, hey, if you're my intern this summer, you do this, and this. I'll give you a great recommendation. You can put me on your resume. You see, that's free, folks. So don't give yourself excuses and say, well, I don't have any money. That's all you have to do, right? Bless somebody. All right. So we are at the top of the hour. Another great day. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, Dentist Fortune, good to see you. Again, just go to their comments. I can't put everything up, but go to their comments. Great comments in here. We appreciate everybody that showed up today. Share this video with others. If you got something out of this, you got it for free. So share it with other people. Share it with other people. We want hundreds, we want thousands of people to see this. All right. So we will see all of you same time next week. We're always here, 7 a.m. Eastern time. We appreciate you. And as always, it has been a plum-pleasing pleasure to be here with you this morning. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.